Hey, what's up guys? In this video, I'm going to teach you guys the best method for creating realistic stencils, but this also applies to any style of tattooing. I just think this method really starts to excel and can almost instantly improve some of your realistic work. You might think that that's a little bit of a stretch, but I think the better the stencil that we have on the skin and slightly more realistic that stencil is, then that's really going to help out your whole process, give you a much clearer idea on all of these gradients and forms that we're seeing from our reference, really helping puzzle these two aspects into just creating a good tattoo. Now, like I said, this does apply for all styles of tattooing because I do think it is a great method. It is a very accurate stencil. So for even small lettering, I love it for geometric work. I don't need to hand stencil anything or worry. Sometimes these small Bluetooth printers can be a bit of a headache as well there. So this way of printing the stencils has done us all solid in the studio, but my printer has broken, so that's how this video has come about. And I thought this is a great opportunity to share with you guys the real start to finish of the stencil process. So I'll show you guys the supplies that you need and how to set that up. And we've been using this stencil printer every day for about 3 years now, so it's definitely done us solid. And I think the rough value of what I've spent today to get this all set up is around $500. Now you can bring this price down a little bit more if you source the stencil ink maybe off Amazon. I see it's a little bit cheaper there, maybe even a third of the price of what I paid. But let's get into this and we will start setting up the stencil printer. All right guys, so here we have everything that we need when we're going to use the stencil process. So the printer that I've gone with is the Epson Eco Tank. I hope that you guys can see that there. So this is a previous model that we had before, and I think it might be the cheapest on the line there for what we're trying to do. So there are some other models there if you want to choose a different one, but I wouldn't overcommit to buying an expensive model because I know some people have an issue if they're not printing as much, then it can maybe dry up, or you can run into issues with your printer. So you don't want to overcommit on that spending side. Like I said, I think this is the cheapest model and it's been working for over 3 years now. So it's given us almost 1,000 prints, and I'm not too sure why that issue really happened. But yeah, there's some air in the line, and like I said, the bro's going to try to fix that. So we also have our stencil paper. This is inkjet stencil paper, and I go for the larger size. It's just a little bit easier to use there. And then our last product is here, our stencil printer ink. So I think you can see that there. So do get this brand. There are a few different brands on the market, but I know that some other artists have tried some of the other brands and they've let me know quite quickly that this isn't working. So this ink itself has done me really well, and I'm not worried about changing that brand at all, and do stay away from the other brands. So there we have it. We have our printer, our stencil paper, and our inks. Now I would recommend buying 2 of these inks and keeping the levels topped up in your printer. So don't let it get too low, because then if there's any sediment there at the bottom, it's going to run through your printer. So at all times I've kept this above kind of that bottom third roughly. So I do try and keep that topped up just to help the printer out. All right, let's get this opened up. All right, so we got some manuals and then our printer itself. This is a pretty good printer as well because it does run off like a wireless network. So that's all you need to kind of get it going just have that Wi-Fi set up, and then you can really easily print. All right, we do have our inks that the printer comes with, and you need to empty all of them because they have a different key at the top of all the caps to go onto the different colors there. So the black, for example, isn't going to fit onto the yellow and it won't fill up that thing. So yeah, empty all of them, clean them, let them dry, and then pour in your stencil solutions that you have. So just a quick disclaimer as well, don't tip these down the sink unless it's the blue one, because the ocean's blue. I think that's all good. And just another quick note as well, even though these are different colors, they all taste the same, but Also don't drink them, is what I'm saying. Alright, so I've just finished cleaning these out. The inside looks pretty dry already, but I'm just going to go and make sure that I'm cleaning the inside of these nozzles out a little bit. I think a touch of water won't be too bad, but yeah, best not to overdo that. Okay, now we're on to getting our stencil inks that we have. So like I said, use 2 of these to keep the printer a little bit fuller. This is one of the more expensive parts for the printer, but it really does go a long way. I'm not buying these too often at all. So I'll just shake that up a little bit. All right, so now we can open up our ink bottles that we have. Okay, and then they come with this other lid. So we want to remove this lid, put this on, and take off any seal that's on there. And I think that this will taste exactly like the printer ink as well. So stay away from drinking that, or at least too much of it. There's no like daily dose or any nutrients information on the bottles themselves. Yeah, so it's just for stencils, not for drinking. All right, so now we have our 2 lids. Again, there's our product that we're using. Get our bottles. And you will notice there is still a little bit of the color kind of in that O-ring seal there. I'm not too stressed about trying to get that out. I don't think it's going to go anywhere or make too much of an issue. So I want to evenly put these in. Okay, that's one of them empty, but you can see, like, I'm not sure if you can see on camera, so that's full to the top of my top of my finger there. There's like under a quarter left until it's completely full, so that's pretty good. Now we'll go on and repeat that here. All right, so now that those are full, we can go tighten these up. All right, now we can grab our printer and start setting that up. This is the fun part, man. Like, technology is always so difficult, but I think this is an easy process. So all we need now is the last 2 items out of the box, which is our printer and our power plug. So the rest is all wireless and pretty easy. There is an app there that makes printing really easy on this. And another third-party app that I use as well, which I'll show you guys shortly, to help make my stencils a little bit better, especially for tattooing. So let me just get all this blue tape off. So these are our color levels. Before we turn this on, we're going to go through and fill these up. Now you can see each one kind of has a different key, so we need to just put in the right bottle to each one of these levels. Pretty simple stuff. So here we have our black. I'm just going to do that, push down a little bit, and then we will see that level start to slowly fill up. So I think my bottle is empty, but this is now almost completely full. So I do think using those 2 bottles is a great way to do it. You're pretty much going to fill up your printer. Okay, that's one color down. If you did want to save some money at first and just buy one of those ink things, I'm sure it'll be fine though. It's still going to get your printer to about that halfway mark, which is still fine. Especially if you are just like a solo artist, you know, there's not going to be 3-4 people using this printer. You're not going to need that level as high. But I would recommend that you run a test print maybe every 4 days, just to keep everything moving in your printer. I'm sure that this ink is fine, but I've spoken to some people who have had some issues on that ink drying up. But I do think that that's because of the brand of ink that they're using. But I would never lead you guys astray like that. All these products that I'm showing you are the products that I use. This isn't sponsored. Okay, that is the last level put in our printer. Let's have a look at how exciting and full this printer really is. We're going to go ahead and close each of these. Really nice and close. Little fullness reveal. They are all pretty much topped up to that highest bar. And don't throw these away, because I'm just going to set them aside, and then when I need to refill it, I'm just going to pour more ink into here. If you've already thrown them away though, you're going to have to go back to step 1, buy a new printer. Now let's have a look at plugging in our printer. So here's a bag, here's a cord, and if you're one of those specs guys, we have a 2 meter cable. The plug's right here. So we're going to go ahead and plug that in. Alright, so here we have our inkjet stencil paper. There is a closer look at the dimensions. Okay, so make sure that that paper is nicely in there. Okay, so this printer hasn't been set up before. We need to click this how to set Wi-Fi on the product. Alright, so when you're met with this page, you want to type in your product number here. So we are ET2810 and click that, click go. We want wireless. Alright, so these are the apps that I use for printing. The main one is this Epson iPrint. That's what I actually run the print through. So you can see that there. And then the other one that I use for slightly editing my images is this pencil sketch. Now there are a few apps that have the same name, so make sure that that picture is the same as that one there. So now we'll go into the pencil sketch app. We'll just click gallery and we can start to work with our image here. So we have a few options on this home page. The main one that I use is the sketch, and then coming down to this pencil here, I hit that. Now you can see our image has changed to something that's automatically outlined a lot of these forms, and our slide bar is far this way. So as we slide that to the left like this, we can see our image start to change until it is all the way back to something that is fully realistic. So I usually go about halfway, really helping to free up a lot of that detail in these shadow areas. So yeah, there's the bar there. And I think having a quick look, yeah, pretty much halfway is looking good for this image. Alright, so here is a look at the ones that we have. So this is what I like to work with. Some artists like this being fully realistic, but you'll see it gets a little bit harder to work with. Your forms aren't as clear when it's a stencil, and also the shadows really can blur together a little bit. So we'll go ahead and get that printed. One other quick note is whenever you're printing this kind of stencil, you always want to flip your image, because we're going to be placing it like inverted. If this is the piece of paper, it's going to be flipped onto the skin that way. So always flip your images. Okay, now that we've got everything set up, we can head over to our Epson iPrint. We can go back here, click the print photos, and this will open up your camera roll. Here's our image here, so we'll just select that. We'll go next, find our printer, and just press print. Now on this app, you can also rescale by pinching it and stuff, but do be careful. Yeah, I don't do that, but you might accidentally bump it and it might change the scale there as well, but we're happy with that, so we can go ahead and print. It's kind of just loading a little percent bar here, and then that will start printing out. Alright, let's have a look at what we've got. Alright, so let's have a look at what we've got. We have our non-adjusted one on the left, so there's no breaking up any of these gradients and things like that. All the forms, some of them are colliding a little bit. It's still not too bad. It's a good looking image and a reference that can definitely be worked with. Some artists like this, but personally I prefer something like this. All of these details have been cleaned up a lot, and we can really see all of this detail in the wing, the armor, and everything. So we can have a look at that side-by-side comparison there. Yeah, so personally, I do prefer having that slide about halfway in between being fully realistic and something that is a heavy kind of stenciled out effect there. Now, I won't just leave you with the process on how to set up this printer. Let's talk a little bit about placing this stencil, because using this stencil, the one downside is really that the stencil doesn't hold quite as well as it might traditionally with hand stencils and even these wireless printers. They're a little bit better for staying on the skin, so we need to do everything we can to help make the stencil stick and last throughout our tattoo. And the products that I use for doing this is Metrix's stencil primer, I think it's really good. Now, you can't really use Electrum and things like that for these kind of stencils. You can a little bit, but it just doesn't hold as well. So this is what I use. Metrix's stencil primer. It's really good, super tacky, and really locks that stencil on for a long period of time. I think it's quite similar to a lot of the Proton products, which might be more available to you. This is an Australian brand, but I know that they are working on shipping worldwide a little bit more now, so hopefully you can get your hands on this. It is a great product. And the other thing I do is I use an alcohol wipe. So once I have a little bit of that stencil primer on the skin, or a fair amount, kind of, you don't need too much, but yeah, covering that area well, I will then place my stencil with a few cuts in the paper as well, so it can wrap around the body a little bit better. Then once that's stuck onto the skin, I will use an alcohol wipe to push onto the back of the paper, and I really find it's a great step for using these kind of stencils. It pushes a lot more of that pigment off the paper and onto the skin, giving you a darker looking stencil. And I think that it also helps it kind of dry a little bit there as well. Maybe it's the alcohol kind of coming through and helping that stencil set a little bit. Then I'm in no rush. I'll let that stencil stay on the skin for a few minutes before peeling that off, and it should be pretty stuck to the skin. You know, you should feel a little bit of resistance when you're pulling off that stencil. Sometimes it's stuck like really well, which is what we ideally want, but everyone's skin types are different, so there's always a little bit of variation there as well. And when you are using the alcohol wipe on the back of the stencil paper, you can see when it's taking effect, because you'll be able to see through that stencil paper a lot better. It will make a much darker purple. If you had the alcohol wipe held on half of it, you can really see, like holding that there for a little bit, rub the alcohol wipe around, and you can see that really like darken up the stencil, and then the bottom part will look a lot lighter. So continue that effect all over your stencil with the alcohol wipe, and let that dry on the skin for a little bit, like 5 minutes or something, and then peel that off, and I'm sure you will have a very good looking stencil that will last you your whole tattoo session. Now do keep in mind, like I said, these stencils might not hold as well as a hand stencil, but that's all good, but it's just something to get used to. It's not going to rub off crazy fast, otherwise you've done some of these steps a little bit wrong. But that stencil should last you the whole session. But cool, I think that concludes this video, and hopefully I've helped move you guys on to doing these kinds of stencils, especially if you are a realistic artist. I think that this is truly a tool that can add a little bit of a percentage to your work looking that much better. And in this game, it really is about having all of the right tools lined up to help you do your job on creating the best tattoos you can. Now, as always, I really appreciate everyone's ongoing support with the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.